created a level of chaos that made the situation extremely challenging.
A deadly crime spree in Tucson leaves 2 people dead, several others hurt, including first responders who got ambushed. The chaos all started when crews were responding to a house fire.
Whitney Clark just got an update from the police chief and joined us live in Tucson with the very latest tonight. Whitney?
Jared and Nicole, you know, this is just a really complex investigation that involves multiple crime scenes. The police chief here in Tucson calls it horrific and really just a nightmare. Now, we just got an update from police who tell us that the neighbor who died while actually trying to help in that house fire has been identified as 44-year-old Corey Saunders, and sadly, his 11-year-old son witnessed this attack. Now, the suspected shooter has also been identified as Leslie Scarlett, who we're told is in critical condition. We're also told by Tucson police he served 6 years in prison for armed robbery and had a history of mental health issues. Now, this all started yesterday around 3:45 in the afternoon. 2 things were happening at the same time. At a park, the suspect shot at an ambulance, hitting 2 EMTs. One was shot in the head and is in very critical condition in the ICU. The other has non-life-threatening injuries, but serious injuries, and is still in the hospital. Meanwhile, on an unrelated call, Tucson Fire Department crews were also responding to a house fire nearby. Neighbors came to help when police say the same suspect drove up and began to shoot. One neighbor was killed. A firefighter and another were injured. We're then told the suspect rammed a police car. The officer got out and started shooting at him. The officer fired back, hitting the suspect. Now, at the burning home, a body was found inside. It's not clear if there is a connection to the suspect. They have not been able to identify the remains. The Tucson police chief says there are just a lot of unanswered questions here.
The real question we should be asking is, how can we coordinate the work of our criminal justice and mental health systems to prevent these terrible attacks? Who are these ticking time bombs, and is there anything we can do working together instead of in silos to predict their level of risk? How does someone like the suspect in this case, a prohibited possessor, even come to have a firearm? There are many unanswered questions right now that need to be pursued further in the days to come.
Well, in addition to the attacks, there were 3 children connected to the home who were missing. They were found this morning, and the Tucson police chief tells me that they are with family. Now, the firefighter who was shot and grazed with a bullet is back home. I spoke to the Tucson fire chief before the press conference today, who says, you know, this fire captain is shaken up but is recovering. And as a fire chief, listening to this thing on the radio was just completely soul-crushing. We did get some radio traffic of the calls yesterday and some body cam video that will play you in later newscasts. Meanwhile, live in Tucson, Whitney Clark, Arizona's Family.